It's time to expose the insiders, guys. And why? Because they are planning something very sinister. Okay. Now this is one of the more important years. Why? Because it is an election year, guys. And usually during each election year, right, or years, something magically occurs out of nowhere, right? Suddenly, overnight, guys. And maybe this is foreshadowing, foretelling something is incoming, right? Why? Because Mark Zuckerberg continues to dump Meta shares, guys. He continues to keep selling his own shares for his own company. He sold $419 million worth since November. You can't make this stuff up. No one is saying this, guys, but we are. Why? Because we want the truth, right? We're seeking the truth. So let us first ask ourselves, why the hell is he selling all the shares, guys? Okay. So insider sales are. So throughout the year, he's been selling, guys, a tiny amount, right? But look at this. As soon as November struck, what happened? He's been selling every day, basically, right? Well, not every day, but he's been selling throughout the 2 months. A lot, guys. While the stock price has been moving upwards, right? So just yesterday, he sold. He profited off $17 million, right? And another $7 million. Sold about 70,000 shares, guys, which is insane stuff, right? So people are speculating maybe something's incoming if they're all doing this. Why? Because even new SEC filings show Michael Saylor will dump over $260 million worth of MicroStrategy shares, making it his largest sell in history, right? So, but people are speculating that he's going to be buying up a Bitcoin with this. So this may not be too much of an indicator, but you know what is the most catastrophic indicator out there, guys? And this is why we must talk about it, because this is perhaps what they're planning, okay? Breaking from Roger Guru, national debt surpasses $34 trillion for the first time ever. Like today's video, share, guys, because this right here, $34 trillion, guys, for the first time ever. The national debts, guys, right? What do we talk about? It's probably going to keep going higher and higher and higher parabolically, okay? So and here we go. Bitcoin fixes this, right? A lot of people are talking about Bitcoin, guys. Obviously, I don't think so, though. If you go down here, why are they doing this, guys? You know why? I think the elites, right? This is just my opinion, just speculation, but I think they're like a baby going towards the candy store, right? Or in the candy store. They're super excited. Why? Even though we know that debt is bad, guys, right? Especially $34 trillion. We know it's bad, but they're extremely excited. Why? Because they know that this will fulfill one of the last prophecies, right? That still needs to be fulfilled. What is? Raise the national debts as high as possible. In turn, what does that do to the whole country? Collapse it, like Rome, right? Think about it just for a second, guys, please. The train has left the station. Why? Because when you build a system on debt, guys, and that debt issuance relies on more people being born, it becomes unsustainable. When people stop having babies, the debt becomes too heavy for the system to hold. A global liquidity crisis is about to hit the world like a train. Exactly, guys, right? What do we talk about? If we see this right here, guys, if we see a global liquidity crisis hit, right, there needs to be something there needs to be a solution out of that crisis, because that's what they always do, right? They take advantages of what they plan, which are crises, guys. So this is where the quote-unquote reset takes place, and this is where the problem reacts to solution takes place, and this is where what happens? A new financial system is born from the ashes of the old one, right? Which in my opinion is XRP. Maybe that's how money floods from the stock market, guys, right? You guys can see this is all the money, right, in the stock market, trillions upon trillions, and then it flows towards cryptocurrencies, which is XRP, right, XLM, XDC, possibly even Bitcoin. I don't really think that, though, but all the utility coins, right? So maybe could that somehow come into play? That's why I'm going to be keeping 33% of my XRP forever, guys. I'm not touching it because I want to be hedged in case that scenario takes place where the system collapses, right? Everything literally implodes. And when I talk about everything imploding, I'm talking about housing, the housing market, the car industry, guys. Literally everything, right, will go down parabolically. And guess what? People go broke, right? But the elites that are in the know know what's upcoming, so they take their money out and invest it and put it in US dollars, guys, and wait it out and then buy everything on the penny, right? Buy everything cheaply, very cheap, guys. That's what they always do, right? We want to be in the same boat as them, guys, because if you can't beat them, you may as well join them. So here's the game plan, okay? So check this out. This is the total United States debt. Record is $34 trillion, and people think that, oh, it's going to collapse at 25 trillion or 30 trillion or 35. No, guys, I think what's going to happen is it's probably going to go to 50 trillion, right, or 100 trillion. Then it's going to collapse. If you think I'm just making stuff up, guys, no, because there's probably some type of crisis this year that's going to be hitting the world where they have to print so much money, which we're going to be talking about in just a second, guys. Please have the attention span to watch this video, right? Because it won't make sense if you guys skip or just stop watching it before the video ends. But $34 trillion, 3 months after we hit 33 trillion, right? Look how faster it's getting, guys. Don't you guys see? Please look. I'm not a financial advisor, but if this isn't warn something, then I don't know what will. 3 months after we hit $33 trillion, 2 years after we hit $30 trillion, 4 years after we hit $24 trillion, because we just hit $34 trillion. Look how faster it's getting, right? Let me show you guys so you guys can see. It's going where, guys? Parabolically upwards, right? It's making this type of movement, which means it's going to go higher like that, guys. And that's like 100 trillion right here, right? 100 trillions up there. You guys see what I'm talking about? Now, can it get to 100 trillion? Possibly, but I'm thinking at least minimum 50 trillion. As we see right here, the $34 trillion national debt is roughly the value of the economies of China, Germany, Japan, India, and United Kingdom combined, which means America will be the United States of America will be the hardest to fall out of them all. It has to be, right? They're trying to recreate what happened back in the ancient time frame, Rome. Money printing and inflation. See cryptocurrencies and more. This is what's very important, okay? This was from November 16, 2021, but that doesn't really matter too much. This is what matters. As of March 2021, see, right, the 2020 event costs total $5.2 trillion, right? World War II cost $4.7 trillion in today's dollar. It was even bigger than World War II, guys. That's insanity. This event that took place a few years back, right, just recently. So all in money printing total $13 trillion. $5.2 trillion for the 2020 event and $4.5 trillion for quantitative easing. Why? Because if not, the markets would have collapsed if they didn't inject liquidity, right? And then we see the problem, reaction, solution, which is inflation and all the other stuff, guys. So this tells us, so $5 trillion was well 13, right, overall, but 5 for the C thing. I'm thinking the next crisis that hits maybe this year, guys, right, is going to be catastrophic, which means I think they're going to put in like what, print out 10 trillion or maybe $20 trillion or maybe even 30, guys, right, if it gets that bad. And then the the national debt is just going to go higher and higher and higher, guys, right? Again, to that $50 trillion mark. If you think that's bad, what, 30 some trillion, guys, right, or 50 trillion? Oh, look at this. Global debt is $307 trillion. Who do we owe? Who do we owe all that money to? Uranus, guys, right? The sun? Who is it? Look at that, guys. We're not talking about America. We're talking about the damn world, guys, right? Do you guys not see? It's like on the verge of that. Look at the mountain or the roller coaster, and you go all the way back down, guys, right? If it parabolically went high, it has to come back down to reality at some point. But yes, we may be talking about gloom and doom, but first, I believe cryptos will pump out, so I'm not too bearish yet. Why? This is a chart from for XRP. In the previous fractal we've seen XRP in the next maybe few weeks to a month or so, right? In the next months, XRP shall probably explode to the upside, guys, right? If they want to price protect from what's upcoming soon, right? Maybe in April of that black swan event. Even the S&P, they see over here, guys, the S&P 500 could soar by as much as 30% this year. So if they pump up the markets before a black swan hits in April, they're going to price protect it. We talked about this event so many times. I mean, that's the only way to go, because if they bring upon a black swan now, it wouldn't make sense, right? Everything will literally collapse. So here comes, we have to now talk about the Fed, because this is very important. This is like a cheat code of staying ahead, guys. Please like today's video, share. Look at this summary of Fed meeting minutes today, on the 13th date, by the way. This happened. 1. Fed views rates likely at or near their peak, which is very beautiful. Fed officials maintain 2% inflation target. Rates are likely to remain restrictive for some time. Clear progress has been made on inflation. Officials acknowledge rate cuts by the end of 2024. Look at this, right? So they're thinking rate cuts by the end of 2024, guys. The longer they could hold rates right at the current level, it's going to be more bullish for the stock market and the cryptocurrency market, right? As soon as they start cutting rates, the market is collapsing, guys. So we need them to hold, okay? Now I think the market believes they're going to cut rates by March, but it changes like every day though. Now, how the economy works, guys, this is how it works, okay? So a recession happens, right? They lower rates. So if a recession happens soon, guys, they're going to lower rates. Economy is weak. Then they start printing, right? Quantitative easing, because if not, everything's going to collapse. Then inflation goes back up. They raise rates, and then a soft landing, guys. And it's like a cycle that keeps on going and going, right? Until one day the collapse happens and it breaks the whole cycle, right? So I don't think we're at that point yet, guys, for the collapse, but we're getting closer and closer, right? Each day it moves on, we're stepping closer to the grave. Now, Newsweek, quote, mass layoffs are coming, end quote. Nearly 4 in 10 companies said they are likely to have layoffs in 2024. Wow. Is the economy doing well, guys? Obviously not. Prompting increased fears of a recession around the corner. Exactly. Oh, we talked about it. All I need to see is Bitcoin create a new all-time high and these other coins as well. Then we're good to go, right? It's going to catch everyone off guard before a recession hits, plummet everything all the way down, guys. Then they're going to buy everything back up, right? 10, 20 trillion dollars, 30 maybe even, if it gets really bad. Print everything, inject, and we go higher, guys. That'll be the craziest scenario. I'm hoping for that scenario because it'll be pretty easy actually to predict. Now, to know what's going to happen next, right? To stay ahead of the curve. Now, more than half of the companies also said they plan to implement a hiring freeze in 2024, as well as there needs to be a reset, guys, right? The economy today is rigged and against working people and young people. Exactly. Look at that, guys. There needs to be a systemic collapse to reset everything. So in the end, let's just be patient, guys. Let's just wait patiently and see what happens next. But things are about to go crazy this year. Again, it's going to be what I think this year, this is the year where it goes like this, guys. A lot of volatility, right? But probably up we go. And in between, maybe a few black swans or a black swan or something, guys. Not financial ways. Let's see. My name is Sophie's Amazingness. See ya.